All right. Good morning, everybody. For everybody who was on before 11, my apologies. Bear with me with technology so that you are aware. For some reason, we cannot figure out how to get the spotlight just to be on the facilitators today. So if you don't mind, if you want to turn your camera on, great. If you don't, then that's fine too. But during the recording of this webinar, your face will be included in the recording. So good morning to everybody. Thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Christa Snow. I'm the Manager of Health Promotion here at CFB Kingston, and our co-host today will be Sharon Ash. She will be popping in and out. She's there if you want to give her a wave or a hello, and monitoring the chat for us this morning as well. This morning, we are going to look at a variety of topics from health promotion programming, patios, barbecues, and summer, oh my. So talking about where being prepared to be out and about, being socialized now that we're moving into stage 2 and we're able to come back into going out, seeing friends, and how do I do that to prepare myself to be the most successful into my new green, or what my new normal is, as I go into being social and around other people again. So it's kind of what our topic's going to be. I'm going to give you some tips on how to do that safely. Hopefully we'll get some conversations going and around that. And it's meant to be light. And as a quick reminder, as we head into the weekend and the holiday summer vacations. So just a quick thumbs up if everyone's good with that would be great. And we'll keep going moving forward. Okay. All right. So before we do go any further, just a reminder that the presentation, the webinar today is the Department of National Defense, and that the webinar is being recorded and will be available again for you in our webinar resource library on our health promotion website under CAF Connection. So we'll be using a couple of different strategies to make it as engaging as possible today. So we will be using some chat. Hopefully everyone sees the chat function in their options, as well as a poll to find out who's here today with us, as well as some audio and visual, of course, between Sharon and I. So Sharon just put up the website there if you are interested in looking at all of our past webinars, as well as one's coming up. We have one more for the month of June, and then we'll be taking a little hiatus until we get back into the swing of things again in September. So if you're interested, next week will be our last one. So without further ado, we're just looking to see, I'm going to pull up a poll here to see who's joining us. So if you could complete, if you are a CAF member, reservist, reg force, retired military member, family member, D&D, civilian employee, or an NPF civilian employee, would be great if you can complete that. All right. Okay, so the majority of us today are NPF civilian staff, which is great. We love to have everybody here with us. And then also we have one military member who's in the waiting room. So let me get them in here so that everybody can see.
I added them.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Sharon.
No problem.
So I'm going to pass the screen over to Sharon now to tell you a little bit about our upcoming prize.
All right. So good morning, everyone. Happy Wellness Wednesday. Thanks for being here with us. John, I see that you have just joined us as well. And you could be our lucky winner today, John. What you can win is we'll have a live prize draw at the end of today at 11:29. And you could be the proud owner of a tactical pen that will be provided to you through Black Bear Gear. So Black Bear Gear has been providing for the last 2 months our Wellness Wednesday webinar weekly prize, as well as you can also be entered in if you fall within the criteria of a CAF community, which refers to Reg Force, Reserve Force, retired military member and family members 18 plus and over, and D&D civilian staff. So if you fall into that and you are interested in winning the tactical pen today or being entered into our monthly prize draw at the end of June, you will have the opportunity to win everything that you see on the right-hand side of this grand prize pack, which includes the really very cool, it's the upgraded 1000 Luminous, which will allow you basically to be brighter than the moon, which is amazing. It's like night vision, super cool. As well as seatbelt cutter and a window breaker, and you'll be able to proudly wear that Black Bear Gear t-shirt, and we're hoping to get as many people wearing that, especially when you come down and work out at the base gym, because the base gym's open for military members again. And a super badge retractor, as well as the holster for the Luminous. So very exciting that we have this grand prize draw at the end of June. Once again, if you're interested, just put IN in the chat if you are everyone but an NPF employee, basically.
Great, thanks, Sharon. So I think we have a couple of people that are eligible, so that's awesome. And I see them rolling into the chat, so that's great. All right, so we'll move on into a little, I hope what everybody thinks is fun, the word game. So what I'd like you to do is in the chat or on a scrap piece of paper, I'd like you to take a second and we're going to do fond memories or word association. So when I say the word, I'd like you to associate something with that. So here we go. So if I say the word summer, what do you think of? If you want to share and it's appropriate for everyone to know, please put it in the chat or even unmute your mic. That would be great to hear other voices. Okay, sunshine, cottage, swimming. Great, relaxing.
Fun.
Fun. Okay. And why is it fun, John?
Oh, I just remember I grew up in on Kentucky Lake and just, yeah, lots of long days on the boat.
Fun. Great. Thank you. Swimming, strawberries, peach and corn, warm, busy outdoors. Okay. So hopefully some fun memories. So reminding ourselves of what those are as we come into the summer months again, and the fact that restrictions are starting to lessen, right? So keeping those in our minds, what we're looking forward to. So the next word is friends. What comes to mind when you think of summer and friends? Not the TV show. Maybe it is the TV show, but barbecues.
Gathering.
Gatherings. Thanks, Lori. Picnics, cold beverages. Yes, food, lots of delicious food. Yeah. Yep. Great. So everyone's kind of thinking of some happy reconnecting. Really great one. For sure. So everyone's kind of thinking on the same page, I think, as we go to the next one, backyard barbecues. So what do you think of? What comes into mind when you think of backyard barbecues? Probably some of the similar things we've already talked about.
Burgers.
Favorite foods, great smells. Isn't that the best smell when people start to pull at the barbecues when you're taking out for a walk in the neighborhood and you can smell like people barbecuing? Potato salad.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. The next one is I'm thinking is vacation. So summer vacation. What does that bring to mind for you? Overeating and having fun doing it. Yep.
Relaxing.
Busy, relaxing, busy. For some, it's relaxing, some busy, letting go of emails. Rest. That's a great one too. Prepping for cottage guests, relaxing. And a couple more. What about patios? When you think about a patio on Princess Street or something like that, what comes to mind?
A cold pint.
A cold pint. Yeah. Yeah. Relaxation, people watching. We haven't done that in a long time, right? Supporting local businesses. Great. Happy people. Typically, right, when we see them out there. And the last one is campfires. Sitting around a campfire, what does that bring to mind for you? Marshmallows. Starlight. Nice. S'mores, music, laughs. Great. So everyone's kind of on the same page, all these really great memories that come back when we look at a few of these words that we think about, okay, it's that time. Let's get back out there. Let's bring all these really happy memories. And probably all of those memories for us, or those word associations, are typically coming from pre-COVID experiences, considering we've had very minimal opportunities to be able to do that in the past, what has it been, year and a half or year and a bit, right? So we want to keep those in mind, but we want to think about, as we move into the next part, is what is that going to look like for me? Right. So looking at some of the strategies around health promotion, I think about, we were at a patio this weekend and I was a little bit hesitant. I was like, hey, they measured this chair behind me probably before someone else was sitting in it, because we were definitely not 6 feet apart. Right. So these type of things I'm thinking in my head. So I thought about this and I'm like, am I the only socially awkward one now? Right. In the sense of, what is that going to look like? Am I uncomfortable? As we start to approach into stage 2 of reopening in Ontario, it's important that we do some self-checks around my own comfort, around my own expectations of what this is going to look like for me, what this new normal patios and barbecues and summer holidays are going to be. So when we look at being self-aware, it really looks at making ourselves the most comfortable and the most successful we can be around what those guidelines are going to be and what myself I'm looking forward to. So we look at expectations, right? So we need to know the expectations of ourselves. Are we thinking about those experiences before COVID, and is that going to be the same? Or have I thought about how different is that going to be for me, and what do I need to do to enjoy myself to be the most comfortable? And then we think about setting boundaries. We have the boundaries that are already put on us around the 6 feet apart, the social distancing, the masking, all those type of rules. But what other boundaries do I feel comfortable with? If I'm on a patio or I'm in a backyard and more than 10 people come, or what does that look like around me being ready to adapt or adjust, or being flexible around creating my own boundaries? Then we also have communication. Right? Communication is really important with the people that we plan to socialize with, right? It was not a thought before around setting up, okay, what are we going to do if more people show up? Or, if you're at a campfire, at a campsite, and someone wanders in on your campsite and you're having a few laughs, but then you kind of think, are they in my public health region? They're not in my bubble? So all these different things about how will I communicate that to somebody around, I'm not comfortable with that, or would I communicate that clearly around my boundaries, expectations, and communicating that with people around me? So we want to still have fun, but preparing ourselves to do that the most. And then sometimes too, how do I know if I'm not comfortable? So sometimes doing a quick body scan. So some of these techniques that we've incorporated into other mental fitness exercises or other social wellness programming in health promotion, but doing a quick body scan. Do I feel tense? Am I more aware of my surroundings? Am I a little bit more irritable? What does that look like for me when I know I'm not comfortable? So we want to be a little bit more aware. And that might be different now. It's likely to be different than what it was when pre-COVID existed. So restrictions are starting to loosen, but what does that look like for me? And then also remembering our other mental fitness exercises that you can pull from our resource page on the health promotion website is around tactical breathing, doing some deep breathing, right? Maybe having a word with your partner or friend that you're attending these events with to say, if you hear me say this, I need to just take 5 minutes. We need to go for a walk, or whatever that might look like. Setting yourself up for success. So picturing all those really great word associations and all those different settings, but imagining now and visualizing yourself of what that will look like when you go out this weekend to a patio, or when you go to a friend's for a backyard barbecue. What does that look like, and how am I going to be prepared to stay 6 feet apart? Or what am I going to do if I have to go into someone's house that isn't in my bubble, right? Is that okay? Do I have a mask? So all these things that we need to think about now before we just leave out the door. So imagery and visualization is a really great way to do that, to set yourself up for success. And then of course, your self-talk, right? Encouragement, knowing that, okay, this could be my new normal. This is what it is right now. And I need to to allow myself to feel these feelings, be aware of them, but then how am I going to talk myself through them so that I can go on with feeling good about being out again in public. Okay. So Sharon did also put in the chat as well some of our Mind Muscle Facebook group pages. So if you're looking for an opportunity to practice some of these strategies, please feel free to join us on the Mind Muscle Facebook group page too, under @PSP Kingston in Facebook. Okay. So any comments? Has anyone ever thought about this as they've gone out or planning to go out, or do you think that would be helpful to be prepared in that way? Great tip. I never would have thought of that. Also great for those kiddos. Plan and visualize for yourself and others, right? Yeah. So the people around you, if they're not feeling comfortable, creative exit strategies. Yes. That's a really great idea, right? Because there will be those times, or there could be those times where we're not feeling comfortable in crowds right now. Boundaries. So something that we want to consider so that we have the best time that we can, that in the past we wouldn't have had to think of. Okay. All right, so if we move on, we think about our social wellness health, but then we also start to think about, oh, sorry, I am cutting Sharon off. So we're going to do a quick health promotion commercial created by Sharon Ash, health promotion specialist, on some of the tips around health promotion. Thanks, Sharon. That was great. I feel like we need that music like in the background all the time to kind of keep us pumped up and going for the next piece. So as a reminder, we are planning in-person programming coming back for fall 2021, and Mission Nutrition, the weight wellness lifestyle program, is one of the programs that we're hoping to be able to offer again back in person. But of course, we can always do a briefing before then if you or any of your friends, family, or unit are interested. Thanks, Sharon. That was great. So then if we look at, okay, so we socially prepare with the boundaries, expectations, for some of us, it may have been a while since we've been out drinking. Some of us, Stats Canada show that people's consumption of alcohol and cannabis have increased since the pandemic, but socially drinking or being out is a little bit different. So has it been a while for everybody? Sure has, right? Whether that's in our bubble but going out and socially partaking in alcohol consumption in a public place has been a while. So just a quick reminder of knowing your limits, right? So women no more than 2 standard drinks per day and 10 drinks per week. And that's not saving them all up for this Friday night or the weekend, right? That's spread over 7 days. And then for men, it's no more than 3 drinks and then 15 per week. So when we think about a drink, though, it's important to really look at what a drink means. So I know earlier somebody said a pint, right? So a pint is typically going to be more than 12 ounces. So we want to think about those 2 drinks per day are the recommendations, and that is a standard drink. Okay, so this drink size. So, those massive slushy patio drinks in the summer that we should be shared probably with 5 people, but we're not going to be sharing right now, obviously, out of the same cup, but it's definitely something to consider when we think about knowing our limits and how that's going to affect you when you are consuming alcohol again. Okay. So some alternatives to alcohol. You may have seen some of these in the past, but on our health promotion website, we do have an entire recipe book of mocktails. So you want to think about, this might be my first time that I'm out socializing. So balancing your alcohol consumption with alternatives as well. So typically, yes, we have maybe soda, we have bottles of water, we have things like that. But if you're hosting as well, maybe some great options to offer people is making a punch bowl of some type of mocktail where they still feel part of the party or the social gathering, other than pop, but it's still a nice alternative for a summer patio or barbecue or those type of things. So a reminder that you can make these at home, but also you can ask your server or wherever you are, if you are on a patio, if you can have always a drink without alcohol in it, right? So here we have the cran apple sparkler. And so these are some opportunities to offer something, make something at home that's still nice, cool, and refreshing, and gives that kind of party vibe as well. And then also we have this other one. I just pulled a couple out of the sparkling sangria mocktail. So I think that really shows what we're all hoping to do really soon is cheersing with our family and friends and having that drink. But, to still be part of that, you don't need alcohol in order for it to be tasty. So again, another recipe that you can pull off of our health promotion website. So just a reminder if you are hosting, and it's also great alternative if you want to provide something for kids in the family, if people are getting together as a family as well. So we talk about the social wellness, we talk about addiction-free living, and then we also want to look at choosing healthier finger foods. So I know a lot of people in the chat, when I did identify some of those word associations, people said, right, really good food, over consuming. It's everything in moderation for sure. But when I'm on that patio consuming alcohol or a mocktail, how can I choose healthier food options and still stay social? So we have a this or that listed here. So choosing healthier while out or at the barbecue or on a patio. These are just tips from our Mission Nutrition program. So we're looking for words that are baked or grilled instead of fried, right? Things that maybe are oil dressing based instead of creamy salads or dips or those type of things. We're looking for words like fresh, lettuce, salads, right? That kind of produce to help fill some of the gap rather than processed things. Eating a healthy snack before you go out or before you go to a barbecue will help decrease some of that overconsumption. So don't go hungry. Same tip as the shopping when you're grocery shopping, right? Have a little snack of something fresh before you go. And if you're going somewhere, look at the menu beforehand and identify some options that you would like to consume instead of going on the fly and just making an unhealthier decision. So some things that we're always aware of, I'm sure, but just as a reminder, as we start to head out back into other establishments. Any questions? Okay, comments? All right, so from the health promotion team, and of course, we want everybody to choose fun, right? So plan for the day, being prepared, which means looking at what you're doing later on in the day, thinking about everything in moderation. We want you to enjoy life, right? So some of those indulgences are important to make sure that we don't deny ourselves of anything that we are craving. Staying hydrated is very important. Planning for a safe way home. These are things that we haven't had to think about in a really long time. So it's important as a quick reminder, staying hydrated throughout the day. If you're consuming alcohol, if it's hot out as well, even if you're not consuming alcohol, it's really important for your body to stay healthy and be active throughout the day. So if you do have those moderation or those indulgence foods, it's important that if you're active throughout the day, you're going to feel balanced when you are choosing those as well. So the 80-20 rule is kind of what we talk about in our health promotion team, right? 80% of the time, choose healthy, be active, and 20% of the time, if that works for you, then make sure that you indulge and choose fun as well. Okay. So just a reminder that health promotion, we are hoping to come back in person fall 2021. So please visit our website regularly for registration updates, and then also to follow us on Instagram. That's where the majority of our notices are going to come out, on there and on Facebook, so that you know what's happening health promotion, where you can find us, and what you can register for coming up in the fall. So a lot of these great tips come from a variety of different programs. So if you're interested in more of those, then we invite you to participate in some of the in-person programming coming up. Remember, all of our health promotion programs are free of charge for the entire CAF community, which also includes family members over the age of 18. All right, so I'm going to hand it over to Sharon now for our grand prize winners.
Well, not the grand prize.
Sorry, the weekly prize. Yeah,
the weekly prize.
Sorry.
You got to come back to see the grand prize winner next week, right? Well, next week's the last week. Wow, June has flown by. Okay, here we go. Let me see if I can get this where people can see it. Maybe? Oh, that's it. Okay. Reach in. Make sure I only have one. All right. No cheating here. Sharon. Sharon, you won. You won. John, better luck next week, John. Oh,
Thank you.
sweet. Yay. Yay. All right. So Sharon, I will send you an email and CC Lori, and we'll get you hooked up with your prize. And then, of course, anyone that's eligible, we put you into the draw for the grand prize. So keep joining us, because the more you join us, the more chance you have to win that grand prize at the end of the month.
Thanks, Sharon. Congratulations, Sharon, as well. Is there any questions or anything before we wrap up for the webinar this week? All right, so we will see all of you hopefully again next week for the last Wellness Wednesday webinar for health promotion until September. Be joining Jackie Lesarge. Will be back with the topic around using some of these strategies to connect more deeply while socializing with your social circle. So thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. And thanks for coming out.